Good morning. Welcome back to another video for Autodesk Inventor 2023 tutorial. This video, we're going to be looking at the lessons, the SolidWorks lessons, lesson 9 and lesson 10. So two objects in this video as we move forward in this packet. So we'll start here with lesson 9. So again, as always, when using drawings like this, we always want to look for the best possible location to begin our drawings, right? Our sketches and then our extrusion. And we always look for what has the most visual information or dimensional information. So our front view is pretty active. It has lots of dimensional information here. Right side view, not so much. Top view, a little bit more. Okay. Now we look at the visual information that's being communicated here. Our 3D part that's here has these kind of slope angled surfaces coming down this way. So when we look at our front view, that's what's happening here as it slopes down towards us to reach this line. Same with here. That's these surfaces here. Then we got to look at this triangle surface here, which is this one here as well. And what's going on here? And that's where we need the top view here to kind of tell us more. This triangle surface is actually angled coming again towards this direction. It's kind of angled at a slant, and this is kind of the key visual idea here of this part to make it as simple and as quickly as possible. Okay, so I'm going to draw the top view. What I'm going to end up drawing is just the rectangle, then drawing these two lines, extruding what I need to extrude, and then chamfering what I need to chamfer, and it should be complete and done. So shortest distance to the end, correct? So we need our standard millimeter part file. We're going to be drawing on the top plane. This is the XZ plane. We're going to use the rectangle tool to do this. Let's go ahead and just draw it in there, and we should be good. Let me get my drawing over here to the other screen. That way I can kind of look at both at the same time. So with this is our top view. So this is actually 40 millimeters. We got to shrink this up quite a bit. This is 60 millimeters, which is given to us in the front view, actually, the overall size there. Now we need to add in these diagonal lines. You notice I'm just adding them in here now, touching these these horizontal lines on the top and the bottom here. I'm just going to add those lines in there in order to just dimension them in there easier, just to have them in there. So the easiest way to dimension this is to dimension the beginning point of these lines. How far away are they to the whole thing? Well, this to this point here, we're told this is 20 millimeters. And if it's equal, everything being equal, this would also be 20. And so we have 20, 20. This is also 20 because of the value of 60 that's here. So then we got to look at the bottom here. Well, the bottom, we know that the smallest dimension that we're actually given is 10. So that's exactly what we need to have here to these 2 points at the endpoints of these lines, 10 millimeters from the edge to the end point of those lines that are there. And once we've drawn this in place, this is the top view. So we can extrude this. We're going to extrude this middle piece. This is just 10. So I'm going to just hit the plus sign. There it is. These two profiles, these two shapes here, these are being extruded up 40 total. And now I'm hitting enter. Now the last step here is I need to chamfer. I need to cut off this surface here and this surface here. I need to actually trim out both of those. But the distance I need to trim them out is actually 2 different distances, because from this edge to this edge is what's getting cut, and that's only 30 millimeters. And it's cut from this edge all the way back to this edge, which is 40 millimeters. So when I set up my chamfer, I want to make sure I go to 2 distances and then set my distance 1, this one here, which is going back horizontally. This is 40. My distance 2, which is vertically, is there. And I want to make sure that those are the edges, and that I can select, right? Let me redo it one last time. I want to see if I can select both edges and do them at the same time. It's not letting me. I'll just apply it and then do the other one, hit OK, done, right? So it wasn't letting me select both edges at once for whatever reason. We got around that just by applying the first chamfer and then clicking on the next edge, applying that chamfer, and being done. So this is lesson 9, right? Very simple, easy, one sketch, 2 extrusions, and then a chamfer of both of those locations to get that slope, that slanted shape that is shown to us here. Now we're going to be looking at lesson 10. And lesson 10, again, we want to look at where's are the most visual and dimensional information that's given to us here. And this is quite obvious, the top view, right? There's a lot of dimensional information here compared to the other views, as well as the visual information of this kind of slanted cut that's here. This is one of 2 slanted cuts, like this chamfer effect that's here. And because we can see one of them here, we could actually draw this and not have to make the chamfer feature at the end of the part. So it's going to save us a step at the end. So we're going to draw this top view again when it comes to this part 10. So I'm going to go ahead and open up a brand new part file, start my sketch on the XZ plane at the top view. And I'm gonna use the line tool actually here in order to draw these kind of lines in. It's not really a rectangle shape. It's kind of a strange oblong shape going on here. So we have a line of 40, a line of 30. This line here is going to be 20. Oh, my line went crooked on me. I'm gonna go back. Control Z is our friend. Right, the undo, Control Z is great. So here again, 20, 90-degree angle, we should be good there. And then we have this line coming out 10, this line coming down 10, there it is. Then we have this angle here, and then it connects to this point there like that. So there is our fully constrained sketch, right? It goes back to the origin point. We have all the dimensions that we need in there to actually make it fully constrained. Again, you're saying, oh, there's a 45-degree angle. Yes, there is. Here it is right here. Again, it was just because of our clicking and making this. Now, if we need the dimension of this line, it is 30. If you need that, easy enough to get. And if you need that, if you needed that dimension, you should have a fully constrained sketch now that you add that dimension of 30 in there. Okay, now we need to add just 2 more lines here because we have an interior dimension, an interior kind of profile that's happening here. And this is going to be 20 and this is 30 as they are. And then we want to and then we just want to, yeah, that's actually it. That's our profile there, because I'm ignoring this other small profile. You might see it in the drawing if like you're looking at the drawing or pausing the video at some point. You'll see this profile here, the small rectangle. That's actually the chamfer there at the end. So I'm going to take a little shortcut and actually not bother to draw that in there and just extrude this as normal and go from there. So if we extrude this shape here, this is going to be 10, which is correct. And then I'll hit the plus sign. This one here, this is going to be 30. And that's my extrusion complete. So the last step that I need to do to finish this part is to chamfer. My chamfer is a distance of 10 millimeters. And it's this edge here. Always click on the edge that's going to be chopped, removed. And I'll hit OK. And there it is. That is lesson 10 completed. Really short, really easy to do. I hope you're following along, enjoying these example part files, these lessons. We'll see you in the next one. This has been H signing off.